Hi, it's Sandy Wiley. Today I'm going to talk about how to spot a phony friend. Now, I've had a few friendships in the past, and none of them have lasted, except my best friend who's my husband. We've lasted, I met him in 1984. So, next year in 2024, it'll be 40 years. I met him when I was 18 years old, and I'm still with him. He's my best friend. But I also had other best friends, both men and women, and none of those friendships lasted because they really weren't friends. They masqueraded as friends. They were what I call phony friends. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. And I invested a lot of years with some of these people. Now the two longest phony friend relationships I had was with my best friend Holly. That lasted 12 years. That was one of the longest. And another one was with my best friend Randy, and that lasted I'm gonna say like 16 years, off and on, maybe 17. I don't know. It lasted a long, long time. They were both phony friends. I also had other friends in there like Linda and Julia and Maria and Janice. I mean, I can't think of them all. They weren't that many, but yeah, Janice too. How long did that last? I think Janice and Linda lasted like 5 years. The longest ones was Holly. Me and Holly had a lot in common. We're both the same age, born one day apart. 1 day apart. I'm born July 11th, 1965, and Holly was born July 10th, 1965. 1 day apart. Now, we didn't meet till we were in our 30s and married with children. We're both Italian. We're both Catholic. We both had special needs children. We both were in unhappy marriages. We both were 80s chicks with big hair. Yep, she had big hair and she was an 80s chick just like me. We both loved the 80s. Okay, we had it was unbelievable. It was like meeting your twin. We had so much in common. It was, you ever meet someone that's just like instant kismet? You know what I mean? Like, wow, where were you all my life? Like twins. Like twins. But that relationship didn't last. And the reasons why these relationships didn't last is because these people weren't real friends. Now, how do we know real friends versus phony friends? Relationships can go on forever, even if they're dead, Look at how many marriages, look at how many people stay together even though the relationship is technically over. Like they're married in name only. That's not how me and my husband are. We're not just married in name only. Not now anyway. We have somewhat of a relationship. I mean, we have sex. I talk to him and share my problems with him. We go on vacations together. We're just not like married in name only. But I mean, a lot of relationships are like that. Husband and wife, and even friendships where there really is no relationship there. Just, but they don't really part either. They just hang in limbo. Limbo is not a nice place to be. I've been in limbo before with different people in different situations. And, it's better to, if something don't work out, just to break it off, cut it off. Don't be, in and out of something. You know what I mean? You're not fully in it. You're not fully out of it. You're like hanging on the fence. Well, let's talk about how we spot a phony friend. First of all, in any relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, girlfriend, girlfriend, platonic, romantic, whatever have you, it's always great in the beginning, okay? This is someone new. They're getting to know you, you're getting to know them. Something new is always exciting. Think about it. When you buy yourself a new dress, don't you want to wear that? You might have like dozens of old dresses in your closet, but this new one you want to wear because it's new, right? You've never worn it before out, you know. So like anything new, like a child with a new toy is always exciting. And it's always going to be fascinating. And we always put on our best face with something new. And this is true in any kind of relationship. That person, including yourself, is going to put their best face forward. They're going to show you only the best of themselves because they want you to like them, right? So it's very hard to discern if someone is true or not when they're putting their best face forward. How are you going to know? They're only showing you their best side. And that was the case both with me and Holly. I'm to blame too. Me and Holly never got angry at each other. We never confronted each other. That's how we know it's a phony friendship. In every relationship, there's always conflict. Listen to me now because I'm old and I know a little bit about life. I'm almost 60. If there is no conflict in your relationship, it's not a real relationship, okay? Every relationship that's close and intimate, platonic, romantic, whatever it is, there's always some conflict. If there is zero conflict, that's phony, that's fake, that's not a relationship. I'm not saying conflict like arguing and fighting all the time. I'm saying there are going to be times in a close relationship where you disagree with the person or they're going to disagree with you. You're not going to agree on everything. If you don't speak up, if someone doesn't see you when you're angry, Holly never saw me when I was angry. I never let Holly see me angry. It wasn't a real relationship, right? I never saw her angry at me. We never had words between each other. I kept everything inside. Oh, sure. Now, I was very angry at her at times. Very, very angry, but I never said anything to her. I never spoke about it. I never yelled at her. I never confronted her over anything. That's not real, you know? It's a phony relationship. It was phony on my part, and it was phony on her part. I remember her and her husband, we used to, go out to dinner, or they'd come up on holidays and we go down there. And her husband said to me, "You don't really know her. She's sadistic." He said that about his wife. Of course he knew her because he lived with her. But she never showed that side, see? She hid that. So, if you're not really showing your true colors to someone, then that's not a real relationship. Whatever it is, friendship, romantic. And they're not showing you their true colors. Well, how do you know if they're not showing you their true colors? Because after a while you can tell they never disagree with you. They never get angry. That's not, in real relationships like with my husband, we get angry, we disagree, sometimes we yell, there's arguments, we make up, there's confrontations. It's a real relationship. I've seen him angry. He's seen me angry, crazy, psychotic. I mean, all different states. If you're just seeing your friend smiling and laughing and never getting angry or upset, you're not really seeing, that's not a real relationship. You're not seeing that person in all different states. You're just seeing them, a facade of them, a part of them, a piece. They're not giving you the whole picture. It's not a real relationship. So like I was saying in the beginning, Everyone puts their best foot forward, is all smiles and friendly, listens to you. You seem to have a lot in common. Because that's what you're going to talk about, right? You're going to talk about the things you have in common, the things you like to do. But if that's all the relationship, if it doesn't go anywhere other than there, then it's not real. With Holly, I stayed very long because my son and her son were also best friends. So see, our sons were the same age and they were best friends. So, and they were younger back then. So in order for my son and her son to see each other, they needed us to get together because they were too young. This is before they started driving and, being adults and can go out by themselves. And so when it worked out, but it also made me not speak up to her because I'd be afraid if I got her angry and we had an argument, it would affect my son's friendship with his best friend, Michael. And I didn't want to be responsible for breaking my son's heart. Because if I wasn't friends with her, then my son couldn't see her son. Because they were at the age where, they weren't independent. They couldn't, see each other on their own. They were young kids, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, they were pretty young. So that's another reason why I didn't say anything and I didn't speak up, which was wrong. Now with Randy, I think he just Randy's, it first started off as friendship. Then I had an affair with him, and then it ended just being friends because I didn't want no more of him. So I think with how that was phony is he stayed friends with me, hoping that someday I'd change my mind and he'd get back in my pants. But it never happened. But guys are the eternal optimists, aren't they? Guys will sometimes be friends with women they're attracted to in hopes that sooner or later I'm going to get in her pants. But I'm going to be this old, this good friend to her, this shoulder to cry on, and, I'll wait, I'm patient. Meanwhile, I can be with, do whatever I want, right? Because we're only friends. That happens. Be warned. With opposite, like platonic friendships, one of the two people, it could be a woman, I'm not just saying it could be a woman wanting to get into the guy's pants, being the friend, always there listening and just waiting for that opportunity to come. So, yeah, you gotta watch out for things like that. Does this person really have genuine interest in you, or are they trying to get in your pants? That's another thing. Even they're very nice, even though, oh no, he never hit on me. We're just friends. You gotta watch it, because I'm just saying, he could be waiting. He could be an opportunist, like Randy was. He was an opportunist. That's how we started getting into a sexual relationship. We were just friends first. Because I was down and out, and my son was in the hospital, like my father said, he was an opportunist. And he just waited to pounce. He was that shoulder that I cried on, and then one thing led to another. So you really have to watch out for that. Even if the guy never makes a move on you, he could just be waiting for the opportunity to. Be careful. I've warned you now. What about female friends? Well, at some point, you got to figure out that this relationship is not going anywhere. Like I told you, the number one thing is there any conflict? If there is zero conflict, there's something wrong in that relationship. It's not real. I've had that too with other people. I had a friend named Sandy, just like me, and she didn't like me. She liked the image that she thought I was. She didn't know me. So some people can do that too. They can like who they think you are because they really don't know you. You're not really showing them. Either you're not showing them who you really are, or they're just blind and not seeing it, pretending not to see it. They're making you into something to fit their mold, So they're really not friends with you, or they really don't like you. They like the image that they have of you. There's a big difference. Like, for instance, some people might like me thinking, oh, she's all bubbly, she's outgoing, she does all these videos where she sings and she's dressed sexy. Wow, yeah. But then when they get to know me, I'm really an introvert. I go to bed at 7 o'clock at night. I really don't socialize. I'm really a wallflower. They'll go, that's not the girl on these videos, because who I present to you on these videos, you don't know me. Anyone watching me doesn't know me intimately. You don't know how I really am day in and day out. You might think, oh, I'm outgoing, oh, I'm bubbly, I'm this or that, but you really don't know me, So you might think, you might have a crush if you're a guy. You might have a crush on the image I portray on the screen, on an image. But if you got to know me, see, the real me, you'd probably be like, oh, she's not who I thought she was. So you really have to get to know the real person. And you really have to, take off that mask. And you have to really show them who you are. And you have to be careful about who they are. And you can always tell how someone else is by other people in their life who already know them. Like when her husband said, and this is in the very beginning of our friendship, when he came over for lunch one time. Holly and her husband and kids came over. And when her husband says, you really don't know her, she's sadistic. Now that's her husband saying that, okay? Later on I found out just how sadistic she was. You know what she did? She took a key when she was in a fight with some of her other friends, and scratched her ex-best friend's car. Would you want to be friends with that? I never did anything like that to former friends or former boyfriends. I never slashed tires. I mean, I never keyed someone's car because we're no longer friends or I was angry at them. I never vandalized anything. I never hurt my friends like that, or former friends. But see, I found out that she did. That should have been a big red flag. Well, if she gets angry at her friends, guess what she does? She vandalizes their cars. So even though she treats me wonderful and lovely, that's because she's not angry at me. There's been no conflict in the relationship. So watch how they are around other people. Watch what other people who know them say about them. You see, this is what you have to be aware of. Watch how they act with other people, not you. Watch what other people who know them say about them. And, eventually, and then you've already invested years and years and years into this relationship, and then it's like, oh, and then it really hurts. If I had kept my eyes open with people, in the past, I wouldn't have been so hurt because, I would have seen how they treated other people when they were upset. And she told me that. I forget when. But she told me different things about her former friendships and how she acted. And I should have, and when her husband said that about her, I should have, paid some heed to how she is, how she treats people. Because she doesn't treat people nice, And she's self-centered. But I didn't, I wasn't aware of all that. And with Randy, I wasn't aware that, he was just after a piece of ass. And with Linda, she didn't make any, I would, listen to her. So many of my friends, they would call me up, most of them, and I'd listen and listen to all their problems, you know. But they would never listen to me when I had problems. One-sided relationships, see. And you know, I put up with it and put up with it for so long because I said, oh, I gotta have friends. It's not normal not to have friends. No, it's not normal to have people walk all over you. That's what's not normal. And so I decided, this place is like, it's so beautiful and peaceful, but there's so much, you know, traffic around here that makes all this noise. But yeah, so you gotta watch out for that. I wonder if I covered enough stuff, but I think I'll end it now. But just be careful. Watch how that, you know, be yourself. If you can't be yourself, don't have the friend. If you have to, you know, if there's no conflict, you never disagree, you're afraid to speak up because you're afraid of confrontation, you can't be yourself around that person. Watch how that person treats other people, you know, because that's how they're going to treat you. If they're talking about other friends behind their back, what are they saying about you behind your back? See where I'm getting at? Watch out with people who have ulterior motives, especially people of the opposite sex. What are they looking for? Watch out for one-sided relationships. You know, you do all the calling, you make all the plans, but they never make it. They never call you up or try to make plans with you. Watch for that. Watch the people who think you are a certain image, or they put you in a certain image that you're not. You know, it's just they think you're something that you're not. You know, they don't know the real you, and you don't know the real them. Okay, I hope this helped a little bit. Anyway, I could just go on talking about this subject forever, but I'm hearing someone argue, so I'm out in public, so I'm gonna end this. Good day.